In respect to the question around funding, it's always one of the first things that any farmer says to us when we approach them in the field is, I've got no money, I need funding. And over time, as we work with the farmers and we unpack what it is that they're wanting or think that they need funding for, very often that's not actually the starting point of their problems or their limitations in terms of their business. But it does come into the picture at some point in time along the journey, and it is a journey. And especially for young farmers and up-and-coming youth that are probably entering into farming, they're going to come across a point where funding's an issue. On many of our Lima programs, we structure it as such that in the early days, setting up, it's all around exactly what my colleagues are saying: training, capacity building, skill development, getting the farmer to a point where they understand their business, they're showing their passion, and then they're achieving results. And obviously that comes at a cost to everyone. We rely on grant funding very often for that, through various departments within government, through the private sector, through international funding, and we run programs where we support through a little bit of grant funding. We always encourage the farmers to co-fund. We don't like to make farmers completely dependent on grant funding or on us. So even from the very beginning, it might be a 10% contribution from their side or something that we encourage farmers to bring to the party in the beginning. Obviously, as the farmers grow, the grants don't very often grow. But their requirement for funding then becomes more prominent. And there has definitely been a change over the last 10 years or so, I'd say, to the way commercial funding is viewing smallholder farmers within our space. It's taken a long time to bring the commercial banks to the table, but they are definitely starting to understand that there is this huge opportunity for them to engage with a large part of South Africa's agricultural economy and support and financing. So we've worked a lot with many of the commercial banks over the last few years, not with very small emerging farmers, but probably our middle farmers to the semi-commercial and through to the commercial, structuring deals, working out how to manage that funding. Obviously, we have to be responsible, and the farmers have to have training and understand how to manage their funds, because it's now no longer a grant. So you've emerged out of a grant sort of foundation into a more commercial banking space, and it is very different. So it's a journey. It's not, I would like to start farming tomorrow, I need to go and find $1 million somewhere, and who's going to fund it? It's a journey, and it takes a long time. And I think that time is something that we also need to acknowledge in terms of the funding space. It's not an overnight thing. You can't just say, if we had more money, we would have more successful farmers. It doesn't always come down to the money.